Metropolitan John Zizioulas of Pergamon, who, as many of you know, is one of the foremost Orthodox theologians of our time, known and read by Christians far beyond our own church. For the last year, His Eminence had been in correspondence with Father Matthew and had read a voluminous chapter of Father Matthew's unfinished dissertation, which is a remarkable chapter, a chapter which deals deeply and sometimes quite critically with Metropolitan John's entire corpus of writings. Some might wonder if what has been said about Father Matthew's promise as an emerging voice within the Orthodox Church worldwide is true. Here is just part of what Metropolitan John had to say, with blessings to share with you today. Father Matthew Baker forced me to answer new questions which I hadn't thought of before. He somehow entered into the deepest of my intentions. Most others don't. We had the one, and we lost him. Father Matthew died on the Sunday of Orthodoxy, a pan-Orthodox day, a day which Orthodox people in North America, of many ethnic backgrounds, of all jurisdictional affiliations, often come together to mark our unity in faith. Here we are again 6 days later, an assembly of even greater pan-Orthodox dimensions and diversity. Indeed, our diversity extends beyond even our own Orthodox Church to people of many other Christian denominations and confessions and beliefs. The symmetry between these two is fitting, for in his life, in his death, and now in his legacy, Father Matthew embodied such a unity in diversity. We used to joke that only he and his family had attended or lived for years at 4 different Orthodox seminaries. First, Johnstown in Pennsylvania, the Carpatho-Russian Seminary, and then St. Tikhon's of the OCA, and then Holy Cross of the Greek Archdiocese, and finally St. Vladimir's in New York, where the family lived for 3 years while Father was a PhD student at Fordham. For 10 years, he prayed and he studied, and he formed deep brotherly bonds with many young clergy and families that are here today, and many, many more who could not be here. Forming true friendships was a gift that he and his presbytera have in spades. And at each place, in each community of priestly formation, Father Matthew broke the mold. Yes, academically. Yes, as a father of an increasingly large family. But also as a brother who shaped the lives of the men in his life through unusual kindness, constant concern, and what people of long-gone generations used to call the cultivation of manly virtue. He was the one who united us all, even in our diversity. Now, I have to tell you, as an alumnus of Holy Cross, he loved Holy Cross and the Greeks the most. But for one simple reason, which is a reason we must not forget. He loved them the most of all for their hospitable and warm heart. He was a man, and the Bakers are a family, which in all of those places and for all of those years practiced and believed wholeheartedly in hospitality as a chief human and Christian virtue, the embrace of the stranger, the cultivation of deep friendship and community, the love for convivial conversation over food, drink, and in Father Matthew's case, a perpetual pipe and cup of strong coffee. He was a man who cared for human relations, for the nourishing of community, and for the orientation of that community towards greater things, that which is true and beautiful within human culture. Art and science, poetry and music, all that is authentically creative, held together in unity, reflecting the spiritual unity of the human person created in the image and likeness of God. Even more so, he cared for the orientation of that human person toward the grace which has been revealed to us by God himself in the person and work of Jesus Christ, our only Lord and High Priest, in whom we are united in one body as sons by adoption to the same Father. Father Matthew was indeed the one who embodied our adopted brotherhood, who called us by his hospitable heart to common sonship, who helped us see a real unity and diversity, and we have lost him. We have lost him. But not entirely. not ultimately, not spiritually. Those of us whom he touched, and those of us who are only beginning to see the power of Father Matthew's ministry, are all bound together now, even more so than before. Like him, we are called henceforth to exhibit in our own lives and in our own communities, wherever on this earth they may be, a true unity in diversity, a hospitality of heart that embraces everyone.